I keep forgetting to tell you guys that when I breathed through my CPAP machine, when I went to sleep for about a week, after staying at your place I could smell that fragrance that you use at your house, and it made me laugh every night. I would put my mask on. The air would start to flow. I would breathe in, and boom, I'm back at peace with pleasant if overpowering fragrance. What is the stuff you use anyways? It is called Air Wick, and it plugs into the wall. I usually have my apartment windows open due to the fact that I often enjoy the nice consistent breeze that comes off Lake Michigan, especially in the evening time. However, when you both came over I had closed the windows and turned on the air conditioner due to the excessive summer heat that we were experiencing at the time. Doing this, I unfortunately forgot to lower the intensity level of the Air Wick. You see, the Air Wick has 5 levels of intensity ranging from low, 1, to high, 5. With the windows open I'm looking at a 4, maybe even a level 5 setting. However, with the windows closed I should have set the concentration of my 3 apartment Air Wicks to a level 2, probably a level 1. I did that the last night you all were there, but by that time, especially with the windows closed, the air was already saturated with the lavender fragrance. Right now, the apartment has a pleasant lavender odor, but it is not overwhelming. Here is a funny chronicle of an incident that happened at my place of employment. As I have mentioned before, my office is pretty small. I had an Air Wick in there that was at a level 5 when I locked the door in the evening. The next morning the fragrance overwhelmed me to the point of getting a slight headache. The lavender-scented air went through the outer office into the hallway when I opened the door. Some were to note that I may have overdid it with the cologne. I explained that I wear no cologne, but it was my Air Wick that was the culprit. The Air Wick is packaged and already set at a level 5. You can be sure that I now realize that I have to make sure that I set all Air Wicks at the appropriate level for the room it will be located in, noting, of course, the size of the room and the capacity for airflow. Currently, I set my office Air Wick to a level 1. I do trade-off days where I unplug it since my office, like I said before, is so small that a little Air Wick scent is enough to last a few days. Again, the Air Wick is meant to create a distinctive, hardly noticeable fragrance that is not overwhelming and should last 30 days or so. If I kept my Air Wick at the highest intensity level, which unfortunately you both experienced the negative effects of, then the oil fragrance would only last 10 days or so. Thus, you can see that I was not utilizing my Air Wick sufficiently. You can be sure that I now take pains to adjust the Air Wick appropriately. Hope that helps. P-Love. Thank you for the in-depth explanation. I see now that an Air Wick is not something to be taken lightly. Also, lavender is actually a flower that has both a odor and a color that characterize it. I didn't mind the smell. It was just funny that I could still smell it in my machine for a week afterwards. Do they have a poo scent? I'm glad that I was able to enlighten your mind and build your background knowledge of the Air Wick family of products. I'm glad that you didn't mind the smell. I did express amusement at your anecdote regarding the use of your CPAP machine retaining the lavender aroma. I do not believe that Air Wick would choose to make commercial products available to the consumer that expresses a poo scent when plugged in. Maybe a local magic or prank store would be the location to scout for such novelties. Really.